This is Ty,
This is two.
and we're just here telling you if you like the video, put your thumbs up, like, subscribe. Bye.
Bye.
Go ahead and start the show.
Oh, start the show.
That's the raw stuff.
All right, start the show.
Many options, so many options I can't even decide. But I know it's not with you and I. We on a different vibe. So many options I can't even decide. But I know it's not with you and I. We on a different vibe. Try to win me back, you done swung that bat. So I'm running home to ya. If your paper and long messages, rather be alone. Revealing over time. You turn
Hey, what's good, everybody? My name is Ty Lamar, and she is
Two Winters.
And this is
Talking shit with TNT.
How's everybody doing today? What's up, too? How's everything going?
Well, Ty, everything's going. That's all I can say. As normal, as my per usual.
Somebody's glowing. Somebody's smiling.
Stop.
Somebody cheesing. Something's going on. She got that glow. Who the master?
Show
enough. Show enough. Oh man, shoot. You know, we've been talking about a couple of subjects before we got on, and basically, you know, a couple of subjects this week. You know, I mean, the first subject I would like to hit on is whoever's on unemployment in 14 Republican states, guess what? They're gonna kick your ass off within 2 months. What you think about that?
Well, being so that I have not. Oh boy, it's a tough situation. So they're taking these needed monies away from these folks, and I just feel like it's probably not the best thing they can do. I know they want people to get back to work and whatnot, but them getting back to work, how is that going to benefit them right now with what they've been getting? And then the other part is the Republicans.
Yes. Republicans, just right.
It's the Republicans, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm speechless on that fight. But do you think that was not going to happen? Like,
oh yeah, they couldn't wait to open up the states. They couldn't wait to open everything up, and they'll always put it as a money situation where the state is losing money. But to be honest with you, most of the state is actually gaining money through these extra unemployment benefits, because people not only are they paying for their bills, but motherfuckers are traveling a little bit more. They get a little bit extra, so the economy is not really going down because of people getting extra unemployment. So that's always been a big misnomer right there. It's almost like the thing is, this is what they're saying is now people are going back to work, so they need to give people incentive to go back to work, and that, by doing that, they get rid of the unemployment.
yeah.
But my thing is, the reason why you get more business now than you was before is because people are getting unemployment, you know, and they were able to afford the luxuries that they could not afford before. Whereas now, whereas back when before there's a pandemic, you wasn't getting that much business because you couldn't afford to do the shit that you doing now. You know,
Right.
it goes back to, remember that I don't know if you remember, there was a Democratic candidate. His name was Andrew Yang, I think. I maybe like the last name, but he was offering up $1,000 a month for everybody, and people were like so against that. But what he was saying was, if you could survive off $1,000 a month, then it'd be amazing to do. But getting $1,000 a month, it will allow you to have something not only just to pay your bills, but something that you can have left over that can actually help build up the economy.
Right.
And like, it's almost like we were talking about this before, and you got a good point too when you said But it's almost like you don't want black people to have nothing. But then you go back to it, like you said, you don't want poor people to have nothing. That's the biggest
Right.
issue
Yeah.
because poor people are being able to have stuff and they don't want to go back to your crappy jobs paying $7 an hour. Now, mind
Come
you,
on with it.
every state that actually wants you to go back to work pays $7.25 an hour in minimum wage. So they want you to go back to the diner, to McDonald's, to waitressing and to the hotels that do all kinds of service industry stuff. And they're only paying you at the bare minimum of $7.25. What the fuck can you do with $7.25 but wipe your ass with it? Real
Right.
talk. You know what I mean? Like literally, you wake up now. I mean, I remember when I first moved down here, the rent down here in, let's say where we live at. We live in the country. I live in Albemarle. The rent down here was affordable. You would pay about what, $700 a month in rent. You know what I mean? Or at the
Mhm.
most for a 2-bedroom apartment, 3-bedroom about 800, 900. Now, even in Albemarle, the country where nothing's at, you don't have no public transportation. You have barely any store that's open past 10 o'clock. Nothing to do, but no kind of bars, no kind of nightlife, no kind of cultural center whatsoever. All you got is living. And it costs you $1,200 for a 3-bedroom house now. That is ridiculous. But then you really ready to rush. And now North Carolina is not a state that's doing that. Roy Cooper, thank you. But it's just other states that are not handing you anything that can benefit you in the long run. Want you to go back to these slave wages so you can just be barely making it and barely eating.
Because they
And
want to keep these classes separated. Oh
exactly,
no, the poor people are going on trips. Oh
yes,
no, the poor people are buying vehicles. Oh no, the
yes,
poor people are doing that. They're opening businesses. This
yes.
cannot be good for society. Oh wow, and
You
and
know,
that is um devastating some of these Republicans because they're like, nah, y'all are poor. You supposed
you
to
know
stay
what?
poor.
And I think that's the biggest part about it. With that last part when you said they're saying to themselves that poor people are trying to open up their own businesses. Poor people are not trying to go back to work for you no more. Like during this pandemic, the one big thing that I did take from it is everybody is trying to be their own person, open up their own business. You know what I mean? And yes, you would say especially, you know, and everybody trying to do their own thing, whether it's making crafts or doing things under the table or you know selling houses, making food, doing podcasts. Everybody is trying to do something other than go to a 9 to 5 where they're not appreciated at their job, they're not getting paid enough, and it's almost like, oh, we got to put a halt to that because we like the fact that we want to control these people, and if they're
Right.
making their own money, we can't control them the way that we want to control them. We want them to go back to these crappy ass jobs, making crappy ass money. I
Yep.
mean, the fact of the matter is, truth be told, even if you're underage at 15, 16 years old, you $7 an hour is just not going to cut it. I don't even know that just ain't going to cut it for you. Like you can't
Mm-mm.
buy a car with $7 an hour. You can't buy and pay for insurance with $7 an hour. You
Not
know what
unless
I
you're
mean?
slaving and doing 80 hours a week.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And not even with that though, you're still not really making like if you're a grown person, oh well, that's supposed to be a part-time job. We know damn well during these times that these were not part-time jobs. These were
No,
full-time.
people are working these jobs
Yes.
like this was their livelihood.
You know what I mean? So you want them, and my thing is, and I don't know, I worked in factories before. And you ever notice that when you work in a factory, you work hard as fucking hell for like $8 an hour, nine
I heard
dollars an
about
hour.
it. I
Yeah,
wouldn't know that, but I heard about it.
I mean, I have worked these things before. I mean, I have worked in a factory making $9 an hour, and they think that they'll act like that's good fucking money, dude. I can sit on a computer talking to people on the phone and make almost over twice as much money now. They're talking to people on the phone. And I'm
Hmm.
not, it may be mentally draining because customer service is mentally fucking draining, but it's not mentally and physically draining. I ain't ready
Right.
to ice my knee and fall out on the couch when I come home from work for $8.25 an hour. Man, please get
No.
the fuck out of here with that shit. And then they want you to work 50 hours overtime just to make your bills right. Then you gotta work another job and another job. I mean, we're living in a society where work is more prevalent than actually living life. Like, you can't live because they don't want you to live. They just want you to work, make me money, make me money, make me money. You know
And
what I
then
mean?
die.
And they're always blaming it on small businesses. Small businesses need to grow. Small businesses need to grow. They're not worried about no fucking small businesses. They're worried about the big businesses that don't want to pay nobody no motherfucking money. Come on now.
Or
Small
their
businesses are
taxes.
doing, yes, but factories that don't want to pay nobody. And it doesn't get past the fact that the places that want to do it the most are places like are in the South, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Montana, Missouri, places that don't pay no fucking money.
Places that you need a car to go anywhere.
Yes. So all these places that need, I mean, come on, like all these places that's doing that, there are places that don't even really fucking, like, who the fuck want to live there? I feel sorry for people who live there. I'm just keep it a buck. I mean, I lived in South Carolina, and I can just tell you, other than Myrtle Beach, what the fuck to do? I'm even talking about Columbia. There's nothing to fucking do in Columbia. Man, fuck that.
He said, what the fuck to do?
What the fuck to do in South Carolina? I mean, seriously. It's like a fucking desert.
They have little clubs or whatever.
Let me stop playing though.
They get naked for some. They get naked for a little bit of change.
A little bit of change. Them bitches make a lot of motherfucking money. Don't get it twisted. Them motherfuckers.
I can go.
They get
shoot. Before all this stuff started going on, your girl was planning on going down there too. Cause I seen some big girls up in there. I'm like, oh, if she can do it, and she about 40.
Nigga.
No, she's probably about 50. I'm gonna give it to her. She was about 50. So either that, she had a hard life.
We gonna get off the money situation for a minute because I like to talk about that too. Because honestly, dude, like, people think that to be a stripper you gotta be some fine dime, well put together, skinny mini bitch. Look, man, when it comes to men, if you go up there on that stage and you got some fucking confidence and you ready to get bucked the fuck wild, niggas would pay to see buck. I don't give a fuck what size you are. If you
I'm telling you,
wild, I'll never forget this shit. I don't know if I ever said it on the show or not, man. I went to this place in South Carolina, I ain't gonna say the name, but I went to this place in South Carolina, and South Carolina, they get butt ass naked. Like, they don't.
Oh yeah. Girl was walking through the club after she got her money, butt ass naked.
Yeah, there's no.
Not a strip of cloth.
No cloth. They just naked, like booty, butt naked. And the crazy thing about South Carolina is, like, you only have to go to a strip club to go see strippers. You can go to a fucking bar and see strippers. Many times I went to a regular fucking bar and they have a fucking pole, and the girl just be swinging around a pole in the corner of the bar, butt ass naked.
Yep.
See some amazing things down there.
Where I went, I'm trying to tell you, Granny was getting it, and then they was throwing that money.
Wow. But like I said, it's always a deal about your confidence and how much you're willing to do. And if you go in there, you ready to show out, you're going to get paid. Case in point, I went to this spot in South Carolina, like I said earlier, and this John, they had a whole bunch of girls in there, and they were dancing. And they were, first of all, they wasn't taking no clothes off. Well, they were just trying to dance. And they were looking pretty, but they wasn't dance. This chicken came in there with a duffel bag. She walked through the club, went to the back for about 10 minutes, came out. She went all over the floor. She went buck wild. Took everybody fucking money. She had piles and piles of money. She left with 2 trash bags of money and left out that door. She stayed there for a fucking hour and had 2 trash bags worth of money.
I believe it.
And everybody else was just looking like, wow. And the girl was still, I don't know if I can do this. Like, she had to make like 10 G's that night. All the drug dealers were just like throwing money at her, throwing that money at her. But I can never get used to that stripper culture though, because I don't know. And don't get me wrong, I've been to the strip club multiple times already, and I've been to the strip club a lot in my life. And what always used to bother me about going to the strip club was I always felt like I was cheated. It's like I'm paying a whole check. I'll be honest with you. In my later years, I probably paid no more than $20. and 10 of that was going inside the club. But I'm serious. Like I don't know. To me, I can't see myself paying. Yo, these motherfuckers talking about going to the club after work, like getting $100 worth of ones for the fuck what? To throw some chick to get a hard on? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, no, I can't do it. I do say this though. The first time I went to a strip club in Philly, and I was about 19. I went to a strip club and I just got paid from my job. I had $370 in my pocket. I went to the club with $370. I left the club with like $20. No bullshit. No more took all my money.
That is not a place to gamble your money.
Boy.
You don't get nothing in back. There's no chance of getting none of it back. Honey?
Oh, time out. Flag on the play. There is a chance to get some ass in that motherfucker.
I mean, I'm talking about money. I'm talking about money.
No.
You ain't getting no money.
I was 19 and I'd never been in a strip club a day in my life. I ain't even seen a real nigga girl like that ever in my life at that time. And it was like crazy. We went downstairs into this hole in the wall. I don't even know where the fuck this place was. Well, I do know where the place was. We went downstairs, and next thing you know, you just like, I ain't never, I'm a Christian boy, so I ain't never seen nothing like that before. So I go in the mug, the girl have all the lingerie on, walk around, booty just shaking. I'm like, wow. My eyes was like, oh my God. I went to the back. It was this joint on the back. I can still see her fucking body and face right now. And this is like 22 years ago. This joint had to be every bit 5'8" with heels on, dark skin, pretty face, have purple eye shit on her face, butt ass nigga in the club.
Purple eye shit.
And I remember coming from all the way to the back, all the way in the front. Boy, I was throwing out money like it was running out of time. I had like, it was at the end. The last girl came out. That's back when red bones were really popular. Her name was Ice Cream. Had a tattoo on her arm. Nigga, this is very vivid. I can't remember all this shit. Had a tattoo on her arm with an ice cream cone and her as the ice cream.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit. And I seen the craziest thing I have ever seen before. Niggas, old head niggas about in their 40s. Old head niggas in their 40s and 50s. Girl would bend over. I swear to God, the nigga was eating this girl pussy right on stage. I was like, oh God, no. Oh, how you can do it? I mean, literally, this is the first spot where you can actually go up there, do all kinds of shit, and they just be just for $1.
$1, no, with your dirty hands.
Man, they were like,
y'all know how I feel about fingers, and I'm sorry, but I'll be looking at your hands. I'll be the one walking out there with the bottle of water and the soap, like, and wash your hand. Here's your paper towel. Here you go. Now, if you want to stick your finger, I might let you, but hold on, let me see your fingernails. Pause. Nope, you can't touch me. Keep moving. I'll probably even do that. You're not putting your hands. Now, it all depends on. I'll be watching everybody what they drinking too. So if you drinking alcohol, I might let you put your face in my booty.
They did it. They did. Old heads were just. Now, mind you, I've been to that spot multiple times, and things did go down. One of my last times, something did go down, but it was a long time ago. But literally, though, I have seen people get hit in that mug. I seen this woman who was lactating, spraying milk everywhere. It was a hood. Yeah, it was a hood ass shit. It was.
No. See, that's
like,
not.
Literally, nigga. When I say the nigga was getting, there was some white dude, but he was like a regular old white dude. He was like a hood white dude. You know what I mean? You could tell that he sold drugs. He might have been Puerto Rican. He just a white Rican. You know what I'm saying? But all you see was the same girl who was lactating all over the club. You look down, and people throwing ones at her, and as she's all in the middle of the floor around everybody, just sucking this nigga off.
Okay.
And he was a random nigga. I was like, damn, where the fuck am I at? I said,
random.
She
Milk
got
spraying.
she was spraying milk and all. Now,
Was she trying to do it?
yes, it was on. It was like one of her sticks. Like she must have just had a fucking baby or something like that. Because she was just squirting milk and.
Catch
Ew.
this.
Yes, dude.
Oh
Yeah.
no, God. Nah.
Oh, disgusting! Don't touch me with it. Ew. But like I just remember we was just sitting in the middle of the floor, and she's like, she's not even on stage. She's in the middle of the floor, and she is sucking the hell out of this dude dick. Like, yo, what the fuck? And he just sitting up there throwing ones on that. She's on it. That was,
But others were throwing ones too.
oh yeah, everybody was throwing ones at her. It was an interesting night. Now they were,
Nice little hustle there.
oh man, please, them bitches were fucking.
Yeah.
So, I remember, I went with somebody. I know who it is. I'm not going to say no names because if he do catch this show, I don't want him to say, "Why you say my name on this?" But I went with somebody one time, little young bull, and old bull literally disappeared on my ass.
Mhm.
I'm like, where the fuck are you? Like, I could not find this dude until the place was almost ready to close, and he comes out pulling his pants up. I said, "What you doing?" Yeah, old girl, she gave me some pussy in the back. I was like, "Okay." Then he called me up 3 days later. Yeah, I went to the clinic to get checked. Like, nigga, you ain't thinking about getting, like, you should have thought about that before you even fucked her. You so scared to get checked. Like, I went to the clinic, like, you ain't have no condom? Like,
He
that,
went 3 days later. That must have been something.
it must have been. How about he got
'Cause,
scared? My ass.
3 days, 3 days.
3 days
And
later.
so, nah. I mean, you have to kind of know the place that you're at. If they really to pop it open in the bag, I would need a. I need a condom.
Mhm. And yeah, they were popping it. Go to the champagne room. I went back there one time, and that was the worst. That was the best and worst time I ever had. Cause
The best and worst.
no, it was good, but I wasn't good because that was one of the two worst. That was one of my two worst times of doing it that I ever had. Like literally less than a minute. Wasn't even a minute. It was like 20 seconds, and I was done.
Well,
But she was fine as hell. She says she made a sound, and I was just like, done. I was like, wow, I spent this money for nothing. But yeah, but then I got older and I started having to really be responsible with my money and pay bills with this shit. And then it was like, why the fuck am I paying this much money to do this? When I can go to the bar, spend $100 on some drinks, and probably get a girl to come home with me, or if not come home with me, come over to my house the next day. And that's where I started doing. I just started going to the bar and paid up women at the bar. I had to get liquor up first, so because I can't just talk to women back then. I had to get some liquor, and I would talk to a chick at the bar, and eventually she would come around, and that would be my friend for a while. But it was just like, I started saying to myself, like, that's not, I can't afford to pay it. But like literally, when I worked in South Carolina, that was the hustle. Like niggas would get off work, get $100 worth of ones, and act like they balling. I was like, that was when your old boy said that shit, and he was younger than me. I was in my 30s. He was in his 20s. I said, that sounded like the stupidest thing I ever heard. But I did it. I spent a check one time at a strip club. One time I spent a check, and that was it. That was the last time I did that shit. Like,
yeah, because how did you feel the rest of the week?
I was feeling broke as fuck.
And that's what I said. You don't get nothing in return. There's no chance.
Got no chance.
Gambling money there.
Got no chance. Got no return. Got no return on my investment at all. Like that. No, that shit didn't come off well at all. I did not like that shit. Like,
and you fuck around and have a baby. Oh, now your return, your investment is about to cost you a whole lot of money.
Hell yeah, no, shit, fuck that. I mean, that was, and I ain't get no ass that time I spent all that money. It was like somebody else brought me this stripper that time. The time I actually fucked it, but fucked her, fucked it like it's something a thing. What the fuck is wrong with me? Like she's still a woman. Shit. That was an interesting night because I think I fucked 3 strippers that night. And that was the only one I paid for though. But yeah, I got that as a gift, a birthday gift. What the fuck that I mean? I never brought somebody else a birthday gift like that before. But I just like that's the economy though. That's the economy down in South Carolina. Like, look, dude, think about it. What else is there to do in South Carolina that you can make a lot of money, or not even make a lot of money, that you can make a decent wage in South Carolina that's not in Columbia?
Growing shit.
Exactly. Like, look, those little small hick towns, there's nothing else to do. And if you're a pretty girl, you know what I mean, and you're not afraid to pop it wide open for some cash, that's your best bet.
Mm,
Or you move the fuck out to a real city.
right.
That's why a lot of motherfuckers that live in Charlotte, they from fucking South Carolina. A lot of motherfuckers from South Carolina live in Charlotte. There's really nothing to do in South. There's nothing to do work wise other than like working a factory, working a crappy old farm. But you ain't making no real money in South Carolina. They only going to try to pay you. They're only going to try to pay you like $7, $8, $9 an hour. They'll pay you $9 an hour and act like it's really good money. You know what I mean? And it wasn't, and I'll be honest with you, it wasn't until I moved here and not my last job, the job before my last job, and I was getting about $16 an hour. I was like, wow, what I was getting, I was selling it for 10. I was like, wow, 10 is good money. I'm thinking back in 2001, 2005. Like, remember back in 2005, $10 an hour was good. I couldn't wipe my ass with that shit now.
Nah, because I was working at a group home. I think while I was teaching. No, 2005. 2005, I was working at a group home and going to school still. I was still finishing school in 2005. And I finished in 2007. And at that time, I was in, 2008, I was teaching and working at a group home. So I still had to have extra income even while teaching.
Yeah.
Single parent at that time with 3 kids. And how I managed to do all what I need to do. Woo, it's the grace of God, because that was something for me.
Yeah.
I made it work. I knew that 8.52 an hour wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then working as a teacher, I mean, I wasn't getting paid in the summer months. So on the weekends, I worked the group home. I taught during the week, Monday through Friday. In the summertime, I could pick up the group home again until I go back to teaching again if that's what I wanted to do. And that didn't leave a very good amount of time for me to spend with my children because I had to work.
Yeah.
But I made time. But my whole thing was always my hope was at some point in my life that I'll be able to make money while being at home with my children. And I manifested that because the girl.
Hold on one moment. So you were at the group home and trying to make ends meet. I got a curiosity. Here's my curiosity. I always say this, and I teased about South Carolina, but truth be told, I do respect the hustle. Like, if you can make that money without having to put your pussy on some dick, but just play around with motherfuckers, shit, do that shit. If you can do it, shit, fuck it. What kept you off the pole?
What kept me off the pole is because of how I was raised. Like, I could have done, now if I was in college before I had kids, then that would have been a different thing. Like, literally, the store that I worked at in college at the mall was for strippers.
Yeah.
Like, none of those clothes in there you really could wear out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to put on this outfit and I'm going to wear it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, I mean, there were some outfits that were like that. But a lot of the best sellers It was strippers. Strippers would
Ah,
come in there and they would talk about this, that, and how they make their money, this and that. And I'm listening to it because
you
and
there?
then who hasn't seen that movie,
Players Club.
Players Club? And they were coming there talking just like them. And I'm sitting up here listening. And I'm like, oh, okay, I might.
So
But I thought about like,
how much money were they talking about they were bringing in?
I mean, enough to pay for school.
That's a lot. The school's expensive.
Enough to pay for school because they were just coming in there. Every time I come there, you ready? You ready? I'm like, I don't know. Because
They were trying to get you out there.
because I didn't look like how I look right now. I just put it that way.
We all were young.
I mean, I don't look like how I look back like right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So back then, I didn't have to I wouldn't have needed no booty fillers or nothing
Yeah.
because that was the biggest thing on me besides my thighs.
Mhm.
And I was only weighing like 115. Like I didn't get to like into my 140 in like maybe my junior year, maybe like my
College.
sophomore junior year. So and that didn't go to my stomach. It didn't go to it went to my booty. It all went to my butt.
Mhm.
It didn't go to my chest either. Now I might have had to do something with those, but it didn't go. It didn't go to any of this. It went straight to my ass and my thighs. And I had a tiny little stomach. Tiny. Had little had the what do you call them, 6-pack or 4-pack?
Mhm.
Had those lines on my stomach. I was working out at the gym and I was telling my come on, y'all, let's go to the gym. They're like, nah, girl, you go ahead, girl. Well, we're gonna go get something to eat. I said, okay. I would go to the gym, I would work out, I would go to the pool, I would go swim. And then I remember walking through one day and I was going I bypassed the wings, I
Mhm.
bypassed all the other stuff. I went down to the wrap shop because I'm trying to watch what I eat. I ain't trying to I had all this going on. And
Mhm.
I'm going to the wrap shop and give me something, give me something fresh. Before I even got there, I got stopped by 2 guys.
Mhm.
Hey, are you you one of the fitness instructors? Nope, I'm sure not.
Mhm.
Well, damn. And I was like, well, thank you. And I kept it moving
Mhm.
because at that time, I could wear anything.
Mhm.
I wore see-through shirts. I wore a shirt that looked like, you know how you take the headscarves? So I had a shirt
Yeah.
that literally was sewn together this way.
A
It looked like you
scarf.
take a headscarf and take it around your shoulders and lay it across here. And take another headscarf and
I
tie
know
it back
what you're talking
here.
about. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know.
I had one of those and I wore it out. Now my mama didn't say nothing about it too because I wore it on a Christian kind of trip that we had, and my stomach was out. Only thing was covered was my no chest because I didn't have no chest then. And she didn't say nothing because I look good in it. Let's face that. And I had my own hair. My own hair was out. That's when I was still getting relaxed,
Mhm.
but my hair was long. I had stopped cutting on it because I used to keep my hair about this short.
Mhm.
I kind of do that now. I cut it off. But yeah, that's the type of thing that I was doing 18, 19, 20, right up until I got pregnant with the triplets. Right up until I was married, because pretty much I wore the same type of stuff when
Mhm.
I was married before I had the babies.
Mhm.
So
Then you became mommy.
yeah,
It's
that
weird.
changed a lot.
It's weird though because I know a couple of people who I met, who I grew up with, who I met it. Like I said, I know in this life now who used to be strippers, and I asked the girl that I went to school with. I was like, you meet her now. She's a Christian woman, and who act like she's above it all, but not when it comes to that though. That's crazy. But I asked her what because she was like when she told me she danced. I was like, oh, you dance at a club, or you did like you dance at shows, something like that. No, she said no, I was a stripper. Like she had to really break it down to me, and I was like, wow. She said I missed the money. Like I really used to make a lot of money doing it. and she was a little chick. Like she was, she was a little chick. They call her little bits, as a matter of fact. But she called herself Imani, and everybody else called her little bit because she was like a tiny. She had to be like 110 pounds, and she was cute though. But she said she went out to the. She just one day she was working at I think she said she was working at Burger King, I think. And the girl at her job was like, I'm going up to this strip club. It was like a white strip club, And so it was like a topless place. And, they got like at white strip clubs, you gotta be skinny. They don't really deal with a lot of thick chicks. And she went to, like I said, she's a small little thing. And she went to the strip club, and from then on, she was stripping like, and she went from that little white strip club here to another a bigger one in Philadelphia. Then she went to a bigger one in Philadelphia. Then she was doing underground joints and stuff like that. But she was, she said like she stopped when she started to study to be a Christian. But she said before that, the biggest part of it, the whole thing was the money. Like we went out together one time, and this is how I knew I could never date her because I couldn't really afford her. We went to the Ralph Lauren store. And I'm not talking about an outlet store like Nordstrom or nothing like that. I'm talking about the actual Ralph Lauren store. A T-shirt like this costs $500. You know them shits
That's
that
what
we
you would
always.
get in Nordstrom's. What you talking about?
Well, this was well anyway.
You ain't talking about Tanger.
No, we're not talking about Tanger. We're talking about actual like Ralph Lauren in Center City, Philadelphia. And we would go, and this shit was like a t-shirt $500. That shit that you know how black people always say, oh, white people don't spend their money on clothes or nothing like that. Rich white people don't spend their money on clothes. And that's bullshit, because that shit looked like shit. It looked like nothing. It was $500. And she was like, oh, this is on sale. Oh, this is on sale for $800. Dude, I'm like, damn, what the fuck? And literally, that's the type of money that she was used to making. And I have rarely ever seen a stripper, and I probably know one in my life that was not a hustler.
Yeah.
And actually, even the one that I know that I don't think was that much of a hustler is still a hustler. She's just not as profound with her hustler as everybody else is. Every girl I know that was a stripper is a hustler. Like, I'm thinking about it. Like, she ended up owning property and started, renting out houses and stuff like that. My other homegirl that I work with at T-Tech or at Optum, she's used to be a stripper. Then she was working at Optum. Then she left Optum, and she does bar gigs and stuff like that. She don't strip no more, but she does like late night bar, and she be bringing home guap all the time. The girl I worked with at the Medicare place, she used to be a stripper. She stopped stripping and she started doing OnlyFans. And she was making money. She was making money off of that. Like, dude, it was amazing how much money she was making off that shit.
I think if I had done it, I think my mind frame where it is, like I always wanted to be a business owner. I think it would have happened a lot sooner had I stripped, because what I would have been doing is trying to pay off my student loans before, because I wasn't even finished. I probably would have had maybe $20,000 in student loans at that time, and so I would have paid that off. Then I would have had enough money to drop out of school and go do the cosmetology thing that I wanted to do originally.
It's this girl that I follow on Instagram, and I've been following her for about the past 6-7 years. And I remember when I first started following her, she was a stripper. Now she owns her own eyelash company. Like, she does lashes. It's in Georgia. Like, she does lashes and shit like that. So she really, like, she done took her hustle from stripping to doing her own business. Like, she got her own LLC doing lashes. And but girl, look, it's the funniest thing now. She's about she in her 30s now. She haven't stripped in some years, and she just had a daughter a couple of years ago. And it's almost like she does things like to strip down to her draws on Instagram, just because I think she missed being a stripper, because she's like, well, I still got it. It's almost like she feel like after she had the baby, she didn't have it no more or something like that.
Well, I mean, I get that. I feel that, because, honey, I don't think I'll ever see where I was at 19 again. not without some help from some doctors. I
Mm.
don't think I'll ever see where I was at 19, 20, even maybe, I'm going to say even, well, scratch that, because 19 and 20, I didn't have no boobs.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't have boobs until after I had my kids.
Yeah.
So I'll even go as far as to say, now 28 though, between 25 and 28,
Yeah.
I might could get back to that because I was a healthy size 168.
Yeah.
You look at my pictures, you would not even be able to tell that that's how much I actually weighed
Mm-hmm.
because I have bosoms,
Mm-hmm.
nice round booty, nice thighs, and my stomach was still small.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just little differences in that. You could never call me, oh, she fat. You could never say I was fat. You say I was thick though. Like how to do on the little the song.
The thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can say that because girlfriend had it going on. But
I'll be happy to get back to where I was 6 years ago. Back to 228. I was
well,
now I'm 250 something.
after I had feet, it was a whole different thing. When I had my last baby, I'm trying this wig, y'all. I'm trying to tell you something.
but-
Can't get right today. I'm just gonna have to slide her back and do
There you
like
go.
this. A little funky, but whatever.
But yeah, that
After I
gets,
had my last kid, something happened where I was just small. Like I got small, and I wasn't trying to get small. I
Mhm.
got small, and everybody was like, "Oh, you had a baby? When did you have a baby?
Mhm.
When did you have?" I had the baby like 2 weeks ago. What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, your stomach is so flat. Oh my goodness, look at you, girl. I have a picture on Facebook floating around somewhere. Like at New Year's, I had my baby at the end of November. New Year's, after you have a kid, if you're breastfeeding, your boobs fill up real good.
Yeah.
But I look like a whole different type of person, y'all. Trying to tell you, I look different. My hair was in a bob because I liked bobs back then.
Mhm.
Hair was in a bob, my own hair, still doing relaxers, and I just look different. I had a different, thing about me, but life continues and things change.
Exactly.
So, I'm at where I'm at right now. That was actually that was pre-medication
Yeah.
because once they put me on medicine, it just seemed like it just kept going up and up and up and up and up.
Mhm.
So,
I'm realizing, I can't go backwards. You know what I'm saying? But I do remember when I was smaller and more athletic. I get more mad at the fact that I'm not as athletic no more as I used to be. I can barely get off the fucking ground. I can barely play basketball with people I used to know I could kill back in the day. It's just crazy. But I'm back to the whole stripper thing and the six. I don't know. I want to start calling the southern states the stripper states. I mean, just to survive, you gotta be a stripper. You know, but I seen that today. It was like, wow, that was crazy. And then that was like really crazy. Like they really don't want poor people to have money. Like you just like poor people just stay broke. Oh no, get rid of that idea of opening up your own business. Get rid of that idea. You don't need to open up your own business. You need to go work for somebody. We need people to run out and get jobs. I think that's another part of why people ain't running out and getting jobs either. Because my cousin already told me. He said, "Look, if I wanted a job tomorrow, I can work. I can get a job tomorrow working for the government." But he said that he don't want to work for the government. He want to work for himself. So now he's starting his own trucking company.
mhm.
Like this delivery company where he delivers stuff to different areas. But he said, "No, I don't want to be working under nobody's thumb. I want to make my own schedule and do what I want to do." That sounds
I
like
could
somebody I
start
know.
investing.
Oh no, he already did that too. He took part of his he took part of his what was it? His retirement money and put it into investments.
Well, I tried a little something. I was like, I was kind of smart about my money. Because I did go into the stock market and invest some there.
Mhm.
When this whole thing, when they were talking about giving us free money, I was like, investing, because you don't get a chance to do that type of thing.
Mhm.
And so I invested, and I kid you not, whenever I ran out of money, I had to pull from mine, because
Yeah.
things happen. Whenever I ran out of money, it was right there for me.
Yeah.
Every time I need to pull out, I needed this amount of money, pull it out, and then I put some more money back in. Pull it out, put some more money back in. It was right there.
And I look, and that's smart. I think there's a lot of people, like we always hear about people going on trips or partying or buying ridiculous amounts of whatever, but we never really hear about the people who use that money in a way where it's going to be beneficial for them in the long run. And there's a lot of people out here who took their money from the stimulus money and decided to invest in themselves. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with investing in yourself.
Right.
Like I said, especially if you live in those 14 states like Mississippi, Missouri, Georgia, and a couple other states that are ran by Republicans, because Republicans love the people. I got one stupid question though. What gives the politicians in that state the right to tell you whether or not they want to opt out? I mean, all right, so these states are state right states, state rights, whatever the fuck that means. But it's almost like you make your own decisions on whether or not you don't go ask your constituents whether or not they want to get rid of it. You do it your damn self. Like if you're the governor, you never ask your constituents. Other than, all right, that's just I'll toss them a bone and say, oh, we asked the business owners, and the business owners are having problems hiring people. But you never really ask the people in your state whether or not they want to get rid of it. You decide on your own that you want to get rid of it. Talking about we want to increase the economy. I very much like what kind of economy you gonna get in Mississippi?
I'm just thinking to myself, like, what are they expecting? What if they found out? Okay. After they took away unemployment, what if they found out if people were just taking that unemployment to put it in stocks, put it in their savings account, to get ready to start their own business, to do this type of stuff? And guess what? They still don't go back to work. Now, what are you going to do? You done took it away thinking that was going to solve the issue, because somebody put it in somebody's mind that, oh, they're not going to work because they're getting unemployment. Because I'm going to tell you this right here. Black folks always got to hustle. It don't matter if you get unemployment or not. They do stuff. You know how we do stuff. So what if they do all of that and then they still don't get people to come back? Because who's coming back to 725 when yourself, your own business is bringing in double that amount, triple that amount in a week's time?
Exactly. And I think that's what the part I don't think they're really listening to. I think they think they're gonna make people hungry and they're gonna come back and work these crappy ass jobs.
If they need something else, they're gonna go to. Where they gonna go to after you take away the unemployment? I mean, next comes welfare. If you're really that bad off, on to the welfare office. I mean, seriously, that's where you're going, and they're going to give you that because you applied for it and you qualify.
You qualify.
So now what?
Now we got to change the laws. No,
they're gonna keep going down the rabbit hole.
And I get what you're saying, and you're right. They don't like poor people either. Don't get me wrong, they don't. But let's keep it a buck. There's 50% of the people that they're trying to take off unemployment are black. So definitely they're trying to get rid of black people off unemployment.
Are they? Is that the stats? Is that the actual stats?
That's the actual stats. The people who suffer from these laws in these states are black. So they want to get all the black people to do their slave labor. Let's call it what it is. Slave labor making $7.25 an hour. And I'm saying the minimum, but let's just give them an extra $2-3, $10 an hour. Me and you both know now, living in these times, $10 an hour ain't shit. Literally ain't. Truth be dope, $14 an hour ain't shit no more. You might as well be making $8 an hour back in the day. Inflation's a bitch. Nigga, I literally look at housing costs and say, when you say $1,300 is not bad for a 3-bedroom apartment, That's telling you all you need to know about how high inflation got in the last 5 years. There ain't no way in the world I would have thought, oh yeah, that's a good price, $1,300 for an apartment. Like who the fuck can pay that making $13 an hour?
I mean,
More
most
less
people
than
now are
some.
getting help with um these places that do it by your income.
But even with them, they're a long waiting list to get into them bitches.
I heard that there's one in up there where you're at.
I'm talking about the Amherst.
No.
Yeah, but there's a waiting list to get in there. It's like a 6 month to 8 months waiting list.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Even the new ones are building?
Yeah. Well, the new ones they built, I haven't seen those yet. But the
You're
ones
right
that,
over there by the Dodge place.
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know yet. They're not up.
Nope, that's the word I heard.
Maybe,
Might want to check over there.
maybe. Trust me. Only reason I would move over there is the rent, not because of the rent. The house has to be bigger because I can't beat the rent here for shit. But I'm just saying in general, it's like food. Remember when you could spend $100 have a refrigerator worth of food? Dude, you spend $100, you're getting like 5 items now. Like literally. I think beef by itself, you get a pack of fucking ground beef, it costs you $10. A pack of chicken costs you $10 and going up. Is
I don't know nothing about that.
well, I'm just saying, shit. Even your shit, even the vegetables are going up in prices. Like the shit is not what it used to be. Like
No, but that's why I know everything is going up, but I will search to find a deal.
yeah,
If I just go, I'm gonna go shopping and just wing it. No, I'm not gonna wing it because let's be honest, your girl, she likes a deal.
look.
So
I remember growing up, we used to go. My mom had certain places to get certain things, so we would go to a supermarket that they used to call Pathmark for certain things. Then she would go to Save a Lot. Then she'll go to Aldi's. Then she'll go to the meat market downtown. Like she would separate all her food up in different areas where she would go shopping just to get the best deal on stuff. Because you go to Walmart, you automatically think that Walmart would have the best deal on food, which they do not. You know what I mean? Up here, you got to go to Walmart, go to Food Line, go to Aldi's, go to mom and pop's place down the street. I don't know. That was my little tangent on money and strippers. And it's funny how it all went together. Strippers and
it
money.
did go together.
It went together really
It
well.
went together quite well.
Yeah. I mean, everything went together quite well. You know what I'm saying? And we as we're talking about entrepreneurship and money too, tell everybody what you're doing with your home business right now.
So I have an e-commerce,
Okay.
and with my e-commerce online business, and I also do events, but my business name is So Rich Your Naturals LLC,
Mm-hmm.
and I sell smudges. I sell crystals. I took a bath today. I don't smell. Um, I I sell oh my gosh, homemade or handmade solid perfume, oil perfume, candles, incense, sea moss gel. But I must say, on the label it's going to say not intended for ingestion, but you can eat it. I just have that for the labeling for business purposes, trying to cover my ass. And because a lot of these people are making the sea moss gel, but they're you got to have things a certain way before you can do certain things. What else do I have?
And she have a secret bakery.
I do.
You had to reach out to her personally for that one.
Yes, reach out to me personally for that. I'll have cuticle oil.
Okay.
Yeah, my website is So Richer Naturals, LLC.com. And go on there, check me out.
And so, what made you decide to get into that type of business where you're doing natural herbs and crystals and shit like that?
So basically, I went on a journey of reflection for myself and for what's going on inside of me. And as y'all know, I have scleroderma, diagnosed with that since I was 23. I'm now 37. And basically, it got me to this point because I've done this before, but it wasn't on this level. So I started thinking about what I'm actually putting in my body, food wise, drink wise, everything. Started thinking about what I put in my body, what I put on my body, because that all does play like, who would have thought, like, growing up, little kids, you could roll around in the grass, you could do all this type of stuff and all this, that, and third, and you run outside, chew, and snot and whatever. Then you grow up and you went through all this environmental stuff, and now all of a sudden you have allergies. Where did that come from? And people like to say, well, you're getting older, things start to change, but the circle of life is supposed to take you back around to where you were when you were younger, where you didn't have these ailments. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm starting to revisit some things, look at some things a different way, and talking about frequencies and vibrations and manifesting all those things, because when you put it out there and you have the right spirit and the right mind about it, and you're connecting on all 3 points, you can make a change for your life. You can direct your life. You can help your children direct their life. You can give better guidance to your children, to yourself, to your friends, to your family, when you kind of incorporate those things. And I know as Christians, a lot are afraid of those type of things, those type of crystals. Oh my God, crystals! So you going to put sage? What are you doing to sage? And I'm like, hey, I'm telling you, from my point of view, from where I have been, because last year I was majorly depressed. I didn't want to tell anybody about it. I knew I was depressed. Like, I worked in mental health. I knew I was clinically depressed. And the whole thing where people are, oh, just pray about it. Talk to God. You don't get, first of all, you have to teach someone or be taught how to pray, or, how to connect on that spiritual level with God. And the ways that I'm doing these things, I can do that through crystals, through saging, through meditation, through frequencies, vibrations. I can do that. Okay. And it's you have to go inside yourself to come back out and find yourself. It's really what you're doing. And it's a beautiful thing. And so I was like, I gotta share this. I gotta share this with people. Like, this is awesome for me. It could be awesome for you. You can learn something. I'm learning. I'm still learning. I'll go to sleep with my Kindle. Well, it's kind of like a Kindle. I'll go to sleep with my Kindle, reading, researching, because these are things that it's giving me enlightenment, and it's helping me. So I can tell you right now, I had to quit my job because I couldn't walk into the building without almost ready to pass out and in terrible pain. Okay. They put me on the medications, and I was still having terrible pain.
So
I was still short-winded. Say it again.
So how are you feeling right now that you started? Because I do know you started this in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
You started this at the beginning of the year. This is not like you've been doing this for a good 5 months now.
Yeah.
No, and how do you feel after the 5 months of doing this?
After 5 months of doing this, I feel so much better. You know how people used to say arthritis and the weather,
Yeah.
like literally the weather. I don't even know when it's raining no more. I don't even know when it's raining because I've changed my diet.
Yeah.
Like before then, I knew it was gonna rain because it felt like literally
Pain.
somebody was taking my joints and pulling them apart.
I have that.
That's what it felt like. So I don't have that issue going on. Acid reflux is way down. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff has changed. And walking around, I was like, I would bend down on my knees. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna feel this tomorrow. Feel what? Feel what? I didn't feel nothing. I was great. I was good. I'm good.
I figured that out after drinking sodas or doing stuff. Now that I stopped drinking sodas, I started doing a little bit more yoga, which I thought would just first of all the stretch is good in itself, and it does supply a peace of mind while you're doing it. So, some of the stuff is actually pretty good. I don't have a godly connection, but I do think you should still have a spiritual energy about you that can work. I mean, and it does work for that. You know, and it's good to hear that you looking better. I mean, shit, you got your face is clear.
No makeup. This is not makeup, y'all.
Your face getting.
I wish I could no makeup on my face.
Your face is getting smaller. It's still round as hell, but it's getting small. Yes. But I can tell the difference between when we first started this and in your face than when we began.
Mm-hmm.
Now, until now, like your face is not as puffy as it used to be. You're doing pretty well with that. I can't give up the no meat part. I do love meat, so I don't want to give that up. But I am starting to concentrate on drinking more water, being more healthy. When it comes to my eating habits, that's still a hard part for me. I do. I have started doing intermittent fasting, so I did it for 4 days. I'm gonna take 3 days off, then get back on it the next 4 days next week. Um, I do. It's just a lot of there's a lot of personal adjustments that we had. It was funny because I'm so happy that you started your business and now you can give everybody else what you're doing right now and giving them the blueprint on how to do it, especially when it comes to black people because black people we were even though Africans are naturally vegetarians, we've been over here so long and so used to eating crap because you eat crap to survive. I mean you don't if you can barely make money, you can go down to the I always felt like it's weird. I always felt like for $5 in Jersey, I can buy me lunch, buy a whole meal for $5, and maybe even have some change back. I would buy
Mm-hmm.
I would buy a hoagie or a cheesesteak for $2.50. If I wanted some fries with my cheesesteak, that's another dollar. And a soda, you can buy a soda between $1 to $1.50. You know what I mean? And by the end of that, you got a whole fucking meal for under $5. But then when it came to eating healthy, I remember going to Salad Works in the mall, and the salad was $8 without shit in it. It didn't even have no chicken in it or nothing like that. I had to ask for the chicken. And I was always wondering why it was like that. But to be able to eat healthy and really keep it up. And like I said, you've been doing this for about a good 5 months. I gotta give you credit because I probably would have quit that shit in a week. Like I can't. Where's the hamburger at? I mean, I don't lie to myself about shit like that, but you've been doing this for a while and it's really good. It's starting to show. I think as black people, we need to get our health together a little bit more, especially when it comes down to eating certain things that we know we're supposed to eat, me included. I mean, I'm fortunate enough that I don't have diabetes or high blood pressure, but I am turning 42, and I do gotta check on one thing with my body every year, which I'm trying to forego this year, but I think I'm gonna have to turn around and actually do it. Why to get me a prostate exam? Don't want it. I'm gonna have to get it. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm gonna
Yeah.
have prostate cancer. But and it's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine at the gym, and she had gotten a book. It said "Find Happiness in Being Single" or some shit like that. And I don't know. This is gonna bring me to my last and final point before we go. You um, we talked about this before. I think we talked about this over the phone. We talked about this in person. But I would really like to put this on tape where people can see it. And if they do happen to catch this, they can actually give a comment or not. You know what I mean? So like nowadays I feel like people out here now are becoming more accepting of their own lifestyle choices. And even though it's not conventional, they really
Mhm.
do care about it. They really are going to do their own lifestyle choices. I know for a fact there's a lot of people out here who want to there's a lot of people out here who have multiple people in their relationships, and it's cool with that. You know, back in the day, and when I say back in the day, about back in 2000, but back in 2000, that was still taboo. You know what I mean? I ain't saying people wasn't doing it, but it was rare. Now it's like, it's even a name for it, polyamorous. Am I right?
Mhm.
That's
Yep.
polyamorous. There's a name for this now. Before, when I was growing up, it was just a threesome. You know what I mean? It was no name for it. But I feel like I like the fact that these younger people or these people now are deciding, you know what, this is not for me. I want to do this, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm glad that he's saying, you know what, I like church, but church is not for me. Let me find my own spirituality and do what I want to do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I always tell people this shit, and I really do mean this shit. You only got one life to live. No matter what religion tells you that you're gonna have extra time, you could be living in a paradise earth, or you could be living in heaven. Every religion can give you some sort of hope that there's gonna be something better. And my saying to that is enjoy what you have now because it may not be better in the future. Period.
True.
You know, so
True. True.
and is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think I gave my spill on that within talking about my business because
Yeah. All
this.
right. Well, this was a very good conversation. We went from stimulus checks to strippers back to stimulus checks and money back to your opening your own business. But I think that people would like to hear about somebody who have a dream, no matter what it happens afterwards with this, who have a dream they've gone through with it. That's very important.
Yeah.
And before we go, and I should have said this in the beginning, but I'm gonna have a video in the beginning anyway, so it don't really matter. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? So, there's going to be a thumbs up button in the beginning of the show. And I'm going to put that up, you know what I mean? And I'm going to put my homegirl Ashley Nicole song up. I don't know which one I'm going to put up, but that's going to be the intro for the day. So anybody know what the intro is, you can go to Ashley Nicole.
Yes, Ashley.
Yes. And if you want to hear her song or download it, it's on all major platforms of iTunes, iTunes, on Amazon Music, YouTube Music. You can listen to Pandora. You can listen to all those platforms you like. She's an up and comer. I think she can do very well doing this. You know what I mean? I might even use her new song if she give me permission. I might just sneak and do it anyway.
Don't sneak. We gonna get your permission, girl.
I'll get it.
We're gonna do it right.
But yeah, I'm going I'll put up her new song in the intro and in the exit. You know what I mean? Like I said, she's doing her thing. And shout out to the girl who doing Summer's own graphic design. What's her name?
Yes.
Her name Ashley too.
Yeah, Ashley
Ashley's are
Jordan.
doing their thing, ain't they? I'm waiting for my hookup. Not my hookup because I'm gonna have to pay $70 for it. But I'm waiting for it. I can't wait to see what she comes up with us and our background. So we're gonna change the Charlotte background to our own name. You know what I mean? Have our own little shit in the background. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do that as soon as possible. As soon as he put that up, and I can put that 70 down on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, like if you get the chance to go to Summer's website, she have it on her label, her logo for her so-called natural shit is
So Richer Naturals.
So Richer. I'm sorry, So Rich.
So Richer Naturals.
So Richer
LLC.
Natural LLC. I'm sorry, gotta remember it. So Rich's Natural LLC. Her emblem is banging. I like the way she did that with the purple and shit like that. So I can't wait for her to come up with us. If you got any, if you want anything, if you see this and you want something for your own business, and she can hook that up too. It'll make it look very professional. You know what I'm saying? But this is the end of the show. My name is Tyler Marsh. He is
2 Winters.
And this is what?
Talking shit with TNT.
All right, y'all, we out.
Yow. Hello.
So many options, I can't even decide. But I know it's not with you and I.